All right, welcome back, guys. It's April 5th, and that means that this is day 5 of my new series, which is 30 80s metal riffs in 30 days, part 2, because I've already done a part 1 a couple years ago. This is my second round of doing this. You can find the old list on my playlist on my YouTube channel. And it's got some cool stuff, but this is brand new. And today we're going to be looking at Savatage, probably my favorite metal band of all time. Here's the shirt. You know, Criss Oliva, one of my favorite guitar players ever. Jon Oliva, a master musician. I love all eras of Savatage, including with Zach Stevens on vocals, Jeff Plate on the drums. I love that new era stuff too, but we're going old school here, or at least somewhat old school. This is from the Gutter Ballet album in 1989. It's actually when they started bringing in elements like piano and some of the orchestrations into their music. So we're in standard tuning for this, and we'll get to that in just a second. If you will look down below, you'll see tab in the description box, as well as my free sweep picking guide, Sweep Picking Bootcamp. So make sure and check those out. Okay, I'm just going to run through the clean part really quick, because I know some of you guys are going to want that. It's basically an E minor, but then it adds a C here, so it's almost like playing an A minor, but you're playing an E minor chord. So I'm playing the open low E, second fret A, second fret D, and then I'm playing the first fret, and then I'm playing first fret on the B string, and then the open B string, and then the G string. Then it does that again, but this time it goes. So it just goes open, 2, 2, and then it does a little hammer pull on the B string. G string open, B string open, back to G. Then there's the first one again. There's a little climb, O, 2, 3 on the low E, and then it resolves to an A minor. Just repeats that. I think it goes through that 4 times. So one time would be this. All right, now let's get to the good stuff. This riff is so killer. It's so indicative of Criss Oliva's style. It has the use of the exotic scale, interesting note choices for the fills, and of course the octave stuff that I'm not sure how many people know about how influential he was with the octaves, these sliding octaves. I think I read an article where James Hetfield from Metallica even said he was influenced by this. Sliding octave meaning you've got this, you're playing an octave like that. You're playing the root note on the 7th fret on the A string, and then the octave on the 9th fret on the G. But then you're sliding these around, so you have to mute the D string in between, right? And you'll just do that on certain parts of riffs. I could think of so many. Jesus Saves comes to mind. Or maybe not Jesus Saves, but what am I thinking of? Gutter Ballet for sure. There's a bunch of, so many of them. It's just a trademark of his. So if you take nothing away from this lesson, that's a good lesson to take away there. Sliding octaves. Okay, so the riff goes. Okay, so let's do that round first. It's basically E Phrygian, So we're playing an F. We're playing the low E string, but we're playing an F to an E. So pretty simple, but then comes the sliding part. And that goes between 7 and 8 with the octave. And slide up to 11. So I'm not even picking 11. You could. Whoops. Might be a good idea too, especially if you're finding that you're having a hard time getting the volume that you need when you're playing this. Like that. Sounds pretty cool that way too. So, here's what we have. Okay, and then it starts over on the F chord. So this time it goes 8, it goes F, E, F, and then we're going to do the first fill. Okay, so very interesting because right here he's climbing up a D minor arpeggio, but he ends at major, which is really kind of jarring, but it sounds cool and it sounds so much like Criss. So it's D minor arpeggio. We have 5 on the A string and then 8 on the A string. 7D, 7G. Skip over to the high E string and play the first on the first string play the 5th fret. Now I have no way of knowing if this is the position he played this in. He could have played it up around the 10th fret. He could have played a combination of things, but I can't find any footage of this particular song. But these are the notes. So 5 on the A, 8 on the A, 7D, 7G, 5th fret on the high E, and then a trill between 7 and 8 on the B string. Super cool, right? So if you put that together, you get this. I should mention that's muted. Those notes are muted, and then that really pops out. One more time. Okay, and then right back to the riff. Okay, now we're going to play a different fill this time. So it's the same riff, different ending, different fill. So this time he starts at the top of the D minor arpeggio. 5 on the high E, 6 on the B. Again, we're muting these. 6 on the B, 7G. Then go to 5/8 on the A. And then we're going to play a trill between 6 and 7 on the D. No idea how he came up with this stuff. Just brilliant. Okay, so the first fill again was second fill. Right? So you can practice those fills on their own if you need to work on those. And then put them back in the context of the riff if you're having trouble with any parts here. Back to the main riff after that. Oops. Now this time it ends on a little run. So we're going to play 8, 10, 12 on the A, 8, 10, 12 on the D, and then we're going to do this. And that's a quick trill on 10 to 13 on the G, and then 9, 10 on the G. So what I'm doing is and then sliding back to 9 and then picking 10. So where that comes in, and then the verse starts. Okay, so that's all the parts. Let me just play through that slow. So here we go. I'll show you just a little bit of the verse. Actually, the verse is just the same pattern over and over. So it's just kind of a syncopated part where you're playing the low E string, and then a trill between 7 and 8, and then 10th fret on the A string. And then that's the first one. Twice on the F. Whoops. Down to the D. So. And the second time you go. Same thing, except you go from a C to a D. And that's it, guys. That's the whole riff, including the intro chords and the verse part as well, so you get a whole bunch of good stuff to work on. If you're a Savatage fan, I haven't seen too many videos featuring this song, so it's a great tune. The classic lineup, you know, with Criss and Jon in there, and fantastic player to study if you're a guitar player, and just great music overall. So have fun with that, and I'll see you next time. By the way, I forgot to mention, this is April 5th, and this is the 6th anniversary of Paul O'Neill's death. Can't believe that he's been gone 6 years already. I never got to meet him, but I feel like I know him because he was such a big part of Savatage and Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and such a creative force in terms of their storytelling. I think of albums like Dead Winter Dead and Wake of Magellan, and of course all the Trans-Siberian Orchestra stuff. And man, he just seemed like a cool, really cool guy. So, man, 2 of these guys already, Criss Oliva and Paul O'Neill, definitely are missed. So that's it, guys. On that note, go listen to some Savatage. I'll see you next time. Rock on.